The topic of this video is how to respond to your specific person's withdrawal in a highly valuable manner. You're single and feeling ready to enter into a relationship. You're prepared to meet someone new. You've learned the necessary lessons from past mistakes and breakups, overcome heartache, and your self-confidence has returned. This time, you want to welcome love into your life without getting hurt. It sounds like a positive mindset. You met someone new, went on your first date, great. You got closer after the first date, wonderful. The effect lasted for a while. Flirtatious conversations continued, and you agreed to meet again. Things are going well. Then, on a Thursday evening, an hour before the date, they sent a message canceling the meeting. They said an important matter came up, but didn't propose an alternative time. Just ended with, "We'll see each other another time." It's not that great, right? Yes, but no problem. It doesn't hurt that much, does it? Because sometimes this situation can make you feel like you've embraced a big cactus. It can be a bit disappointing, especially if the conversation suddenly stops and you haven't heard from them for a week. Well, we need to make dating fun. There are good and bad things that can be said in response to this situation. Some of us, "Anyway, it was nice, but I won't die if they're not around." After all, they're probably trying something in their own way, and life goes on. Some of us may wonder why they pulled back. Everything was going well. I needed this relationship. Dwelling on that person's withdrawal can negatively impact their quality of life, affecting their work, energy, and overall well-being. Trying to extinguish a well-intentioned action that turned into a fire with jet fuel instead of water is not a good idea. Some may think they need to fix this. I need to take control of the situation. When such behaviors are adopted, they probably make things worse. It's clear that this doesn't contribute positively to one's love life. When you start building a close connection with someone you really like, there's something interesting that happens. When a connection begins to form, your mind is always in a state of wanting more than what already exists. Without obstacles and challenges, without interest fluctuating up and down, you constantly want them to be interested in you. You enter into the expectation that they should provide this from the other side. After all, it's clear that they like you enough to go out with you and get close to you. So they have to continue their interest, right? Not really. Your mind often thinks along these lines. Why are they talking to someone else? Who is this person? I texted them and they didn't reply, but they commented on someone else's photo. The human brain doesn't accept this. By the way, this is a situation that we will all experience. If the other person is doing these things, it's normal for it not to feel good. There's a harsh truth we need to accept. If you've decided to avoid all of these things and opt for dates, or opening up a relationship where you haven't experienced any difficulties, distancing, or rejection, instead of ignoring the possibility or reality of these occurrences, accepting them and deciding how to position yourself against such behaviors makes you stronger and happier. You can do this simply by preparing yourself mentally to not expect flawless partnership from the other person. Some of their actions may give you the impression that they're pulling back, even if it's not always the case. By the way, this situation can be mutual. None of us are perfect, after all. Or they may really lose interest in you. I don't want you to see this as an assumption. Of course, I don't want you to dwell on it so intensively that you attract that energy into your life. But rather than letting ourselves drift into the perfect, flirtatious, and attentive phase of those initial moments, it's beneficial to approach these situations with an understanding that everything may not always go smoothly, and to savor the good times while keeping in mind that we may encounter anything in life. As I said, all of this applies to you as well. You can also lose interest. The relationship expectations you create in your own mind can be overwhelming for the other person, causing them to pull away. Otherwise, we would all continue with the first person we saw for the rest of our lives. Another action is to free ourselves from some absolute outcome expectations. When we embark on a relationship, we often expect the outcomes of events to shape up exactly as we desire, more than anything else in life. We want the other person to feel what we feel, and we want them to satisfy us at least as much as we satisfy them. When they fall short, we start chasing for more, pushing them away in the process. As we try harder to endear ourselves and earn their respect, we end up cooling them off more than attracting them. This makes us appear tense, lacking in self-confidence, and needy in their eyes. So, it's important not to cling tightly to the outcome. And when it comes to relationships, we need to let go and see where it leads. If this person is right for me, things will naturally progress well. At the end of the day, even if the other person withdraws, I should understand that they weren't the right person for me, and it's for my own good. It's crucial to trust the process when you start a relationship. If that person is the right fit for you, they're not going anywhere. There will be ups and downs, that's for sure. But in any case, both of you work together to overcome the obstacles that come your way. On the other hand, if they're acting cold towards you, and it's not just your perception, perhaps you need to accept the fact that you're dealing with someone who hasn't found themselves and doesn't know what they want. Or at least someone who hasn't been able to commit to being with you. These individuals should spend some more time alone. They need to sort out their lives and get their heads together. And while they do that, you should continue with your own life and look ahead. Because someone who is uncertain, no matter who they are, doesn't deserve your love. So, it's time to cut ties with them. Then there's the issue of coming and going. They make you feel amazing when they're around. You start thinking, maybe this time it'll work out. But then they suddenly disappear like a ghost. After a certain amount of time passes, they resurface. First of all, throw away all the nice things they said and focus on their actions. If they don't show interest in you in a balanced emotional state, like mature individuals do, if they don't communicate with you honestly enough to deserve your emotional investment in the long term, even if they enjoy flirting, push it all aside and look at the true meanings behind their words. If they say they're not thinking about a relationship, they're not. If they say they've just come out of a difficult marriage, they're married, they're happy living with their father, but still trying to keep you in their love life, it's time for you to make a decision and act without waiting for them to drift away. Sometimes people can distance themselves from others for valid reasons. It could be due to a very important business trip or a presentation they are preparing for, and their mind is completely occupied by this stressful situation. They cannot focus on anything else. Or simply, their schedule may be fully booked and you cannot meet. But while all this is happening, the person continues to give signals about where they see you in their future. And they support this energy they give with their words and actions. In this case, it's quite normal for you to tell them that you want to see them. In fact, by wanting to be with them without saying that you want them, you are showing your desire, and this is something completely different from the neediness energy we mentioned earlier. These are behaviors that confirm mutual interest and attention, as long as the balance is close to neutral. Clearly, it is very different from sitting at home doing nothing that adds value to yourself and waiting for the other person, who hasn't written to you for a week or 10 days, to give you time. Wanting to meet, expressing what you want to see, and trying to arrange meetings for each other is a healthy way to declare your interest and attention. Whether to approach this in your frequency or not is their decision, and someone interested in you is trying to create an alternative meeting opportunity, even if they are not available at the moment. So they don't come up with excuses like, "I need to alphabetically arrange the fruits and vegetables in the fridge and then teach my cat to play chess." In summary, it's quite normal for someone to act cold and withdraw from you. It's a common occurrence that happens to everyone. It's not necessarily a bad decision to not cut them off immediately and give them another chance. After all, you genuinely like that person and you want to make sure if they are worth your time or not. If they deserve it, of course, take the necessary steps. Don't put yourself in a defensive position and summon that energy. Just because things ended badly with one person or never started at all, don't close yourself off to everyone else. Relationships can sometimes be tough, they can hurt, but you can't avoid them for the rest of your life. Give them a chance to see and know you. If they don't want to use that opportunity, if they don't want to see you again, accept that they've shown their cards and acknowledge that they don't deserve to be in your life with this doubt. Or rather, it's better for you this way. Try to stay aware that even though it may hurt while you're living through it, ultimately, it's for the best for you. Thank you for watching. If you found it helpful, don't forget to like the video below so it can reach more people. Take care of yourself. Glad you're here.